Hi, good morning. This is my continuation of my videos on going concern. Now we have come to the last segment on going concern, that is reporting. Under reporting, there are actually three possible scenarios that are identified by ISA 570. The first one is appropriate but a material uncertainty exists, inappropriate, and then the third one is management unwilling to make or extend its assessment. Now let us look each of these three scenarios by ISA 570 in more details. Before that, let's also understand that the ACCA examining team, they have suggested that while the candidates are trying to answer these kind of reporting related questions, they will have to give a proper conclusion, because auditor is giving his opinion. In the opinion there will be a conclusion, so they have to give that kind of a conclusion instead of just giving scenarios like if at all it was in this scenario this would have been the decision. Not that. You have to understand what is the scenario in the question and give the appropriate conclusion for that scenario alone. Don't give all scenarios in your answer. So now let's look at the first one. Use of going concern assumption is appropriate but a material uncertainty exists. A reporting entity that considers the going concern basis of accounting to be appropriate but still has a material uncertainty present. Yeah, is it possible? Yeah, it is very much possible, because we have seen in the previous videos that the going concern basis is the assessment of the management, and that assessment will be it will be highly influenced by the size, complexity, and all those factors, right? So on all those basis, according to the management's judgment, they can decide that the going concern basis is still appropriate. However, there is a material uncertainty also existing. So let's look further into it. But has a material uncertainty present, will have to make disclosure of the fact in the financial statement. This is the important point. Just like that, they cannot say a material uncertainty is there, but going concern is appropriate. Just like that, they cannot say. They will have to actually disclose it, even though their going concern basis is appropriate. Still, just because there was a material uncertainty, they will have to disclose the fact in the financial statement that there are uncertain future transactions or events that may result in the entity being unable to continue in business in the foreseeable future. So they are making full disclosure of the event and the effect that that event may cause the entity to liquidate. And then what the auditor will do for this? The auditor will consider the adequacy of the disclosures. So since we have come across the word disclosure for almost 3-4 times within this 1 minute, we will now understand what the disclosure requirements are for this kind of a scenario. That is, the going concern basis is appropriate but material uncertainty exists. In that case, what are the disclosures? The accounting standards requires directors to make disclosures about the existence and nature of material uncertainty. That is, there is a material uncertainty, and what type of material uncertainty is it? What is the nature of the material uncertainty that led to significant doubts about the going concern? Management should outline clearly the fact and circumstances that create the uncertainties. They should also mention the underlying factors and the circumstances that have created this kind of a material uncertainty, and should indicate that the company may unable to, that is, the company might liquidate because of this material uncertainty. And directors should also indicate on what grounds they consider the use of going concern basis appropriate. Now they have indicated material uncertainty, all that is fine, they have disclosed it in the financial statement. Now they should also explain how they are concluding that going concern basis is appropriate even though there is a material uncertainty. Okay, so these are the disclosures that are required. Now the auditor will consider the adequacy of all the disclosures based on the requirements that I stated just now. And if the auditor considers that the going concern basis is appropriate and the disclosures by the management are adequate, then the auditor will issue a unmodified opinion. And the auditor's report will include a section called as material uncertainty related to going concern. This will explain the particular uncertainty. In the auditor report also, again they will explain the particular uncertainty, because some investors, they don't have the time to read the entire balance sheet or even the director's notes. But one particular page no one will miss in an annual report is the auditor's report. So that's why they are specifically requiring the auditor's report also to explain the uncertainty. The material uncertainty related to going concern section should be a separate section, separate paragraph. It should not be clubbed with the opinion paragraph, because this is an item which should be highlighted. So it should be a separate paragraph, and they should name the paragraph as material uncertainty related to going concern section. This section will follow the basis for opinion paragraph, and it will cross reference to the relevant disclosures made by the management in the financial statements. It will also state that the auditor's opinion is not modified in respect of this matter. In that paragraph also, they will again stress that the auditor opinion is not modified. Okay, so now let's come to the second scenario by ISA 570. Inappropriate. What is inappropriate? The going concern. Oh, sorry, before that I missed one more part. If the auditor concludes that, in the previous segment itself, if the auditor concludes that the disclosures by the management are inadequate, or if the management have not made any disclosure at all about that there is a material uncertainty, they have not made any disclosure, or the disclosures they have made is inadequate, it does not satisfy the requirements which I said few minutes ago, then what the auditor will do, he will issue a qualified or adverse opinion depending on the situation. So now let's go to the next one, inappropriate. Use of going concern basis of accounting is inappropriate. In what scenario it will be inappropriate? We have gone through it many of the times about the inappropriateness of going concern in our lecture series, but now I will give an example to give one final good shot so that you will remember it forever. An entity has borrowings of $10 million which became immediately repayable in full on 31st March 2020. The entity is already in breach of its agreed overdraft, and the bank has refused to renew the borrowings. So now what is the scenario? The entity is having a borrowings of $10 million which is immediately repayable on the current year end, 31st March 2020. Let's assume the company's year end is 31st March 2020, and the year end is still not yet completed. Let's assume that. And the entity has already, now leave this, and now the second point is the entity has already in breach of its agreed overdraft, and the bank has refused to renew the borrowings. It has already used up its overdraft, it's breached, that is, it has not satisfied the conditions of the overdraft. And adding to the difficulty, the bank has refused to renew the borrowing, which is expiring on 31st March 2020. The entity has also been unsuccessful in applying to other financial institutions for refinancing. This is the final nail on the grave. The entity has refused finance from non-banking financial institutions and other financial institutions also. It is highly unlikely that the entity will be successful in renewing or refinancing the $10 million borrowings. So already we saw the bank has refused to renew $10 million borrowings, and they also do not get the money to refinance, so that they will be able to pay off that $10 million borrowings to the bank and satisfy their obligations. That is also not possible. In such a scenario, the directors will have no alternative but to cease trade, because $10 million is not a small amount, assume for this company. Also, they are not having the financial capacity to even refinance or renew the particular amount. So, which is a clear indicator that the company is under high financial difficulties, and they will have to cease trade. So, the bank has already indicated that they are shortly going to commence legal proceedings to force the company to liquidate and settle their outstanding. In order to avoid the entity, however, what the directors are feeling, in order to avoid the entity's credit rating in the share market suffering any further decline, because otherwise their share values will fall down, right? So they do not want their share value to fall down, because if they are indicating in the financial statements that going concern basis is questionable, their going concern ability is under stake, then their share value will definitely drop, because the company is going to liquidate shortly. So automatically people will start selling off their shares. So the directors are refusing to make the disclosures in the financial statements, and they are preparing the financial statement as usual in going concern basis for the year ended 31st March 2020. In this example, it is clear that going concern basis is inappropriate in the entity's circumstances. The directors have no realistic alternative but to liquidate in order to raise funds to pay back the bank, and the bank have already confirmed that they will commence legal proceedings to force the entity into liquidation. In this instance, the auditor will issue an adverse opinion. So if the auditor concludes that the going concern basis is inappropriate, he will issue an adverse opinion. An adverse opinion shall state that the financial statements do not present fairly. This opinion will be expressed even though the financial statements include disclosure of the inappropriateness of management's use of going concern basis of accounting. So now management are trying a shortcut. They are saying we will prepare our financial statement on going concern basis itself, but we will just add a particular sentence saying that going concern basis is inappropriate. So that's not going to work out, because that is again not a true and fair representation of the financial statements. Management unwilling to make or extend its assessment. This is the final scenario set by ISA 570. There are situations that may arise when the auditor may request management to make an assessment or to extend their original assessment of going concern. When he would ask this, because the accounting standards require management to make going concern assessment for a period of 12 months from the financial year end, that is from the balance sheet date. So if let's say the management has made the assessment only for 8 months after the end of balance sheet date, then auditor may insist the management may extend their assessment. Actually there are many scenarios, so this is one among those scenarios. If management to refuse to make or extend an assessment of going concern, the auditor will consider the implications for the report. Let's say the management are not willing to extend their assessment or to make the assessment upon the request of the auditor, then auditor may decide based on the scenario of what all implications will it have on his audit report. Since as I said there are many scenarios, so depending on the scenario he will have to decide. So now we saw 3 scenarios which are stated by ISA 570, and there is one more thing which does not have any complication in it, so that is not mentioned in the standards, but that is the general thing, so I wanted to show that to you guys as well. So it is this one, that is this is another scenario which you can generally see in a lot of annual reports. This is the most common one, in fact. That is going concern basis is no longer applicable for the company, and the management is accepted that going concern basis is no longer applicable, and they have prepared their financial statements on other basis other than going concern, like breakup basis. So let us see how the financial statements will look in such a scenario. This is the director's report. In the director's report, the company is mentioning all these principal activities, business review, results and dividend, principal risks and uncertainty. In these risks, what they are mentioning: economic risk, the risk of unrealistic increases in wages or infrastructure costs impacting adversely. That is wages and infrastructure costs. Infrastructure costs means what? To the factory setup, property, plant and equipment. All these costs along with the wages are impacting adversely on the competitiveness of the group and its principal customers. This is a manufacturing company, so the wages, when the wages and the machinery cost increases, automatically where it will reflect on the selling price of the product. So now what is happening? The other competitors are selling at a much lower price compared to our said company. So they are becoming less competitive, and customers will automatically buy goods from their competitors. who are selling the same quality of goods at a lesser price. These people, since their wages and infrastructure costs have increased, since they cannot maintain a proper economies of scale, so they are going out of business. So that is what economic risk. The risks are managed by innovative product sourcing and strict control of costs. However, they are able to manage these risks by innovative product sourcing and strict control of costs. So this is the director's report. So it mentions all these particular risks and how they are trying to overcome these risks. Now let's come to the main part, how they will indicate that going concern is not applicable to the company and they have prepared financial statements on a basis other than going concern basis. So this is the financial statements that were prepared on breakup basis. Here they are mentioning basis of preparation of financial statements. The company's ultimate parent undertaking announced on 31st March 2016 that it has decided to cease the operations of the company by the end of 2016. Remember, in our going concern indicators, operational indicators, we discussed a point, management's intention to cease trading or liquidate the company. This is the particular example for that scenario. The financial statements have been prepared on a basis other than going concern, which is described as the breakup basis. So here they have mentioned it explicitly, and the financial statements, that is the balance sheet, cash flow, and everything have been prepared on a breakup basis. Balance sheet and income statement, all those have been prepared on a breakup basis. In the auditor's report, we saw in the auditor's report they will make some cross-referencing and all those. So how the auditor's report, how it will be displayed. Emphasis of matters paragraph. Emphasis of matter paragraph. Departure from going concern basis of accounting. In forming our opinion on the financial statements, which is not modified, we have considered the presentation of the financial statement on the breakup basis. So he has also already clearly mentioned that the audit report is not modified. They have considered the financial statements prepared on breakup basis, adjustments arising from this presentation, and the adequacy of disclosures made in the notes to financial statements. FS have been properly prepared on breakup basis. The adjustments arising because of this change in method of presentation and the disclosures have all been properly presented in the notes and the financial statements. The breakup basis has been adopted because the ultimate parent undertaking, now they are explaining all this. The Sun Pharmaceutical Industries made the decision on 31st March 2016 to wind down the operations of the company. Adjustments have been made in these financial statements to reduce assets to their realizable value, that is net realizable value, and to provide for liabilities arising from the decision. Details of such adjustments can be found in Note 2 and Note 6, the cross-reference to the disclosures in the financial statements. And you can see this paragraph is coming right after the basis for opinion paragraph. So that's it regarding all the reporting requirements.